Have you ever just wanted to go fishing with the boys, but you don't have the time to get out of the house? Introducing to you FishnChat. What more could you ask for? Just select from one of our many maps, make some friends, and get to fish. Welcome to FishnChat, a 90s chat room style horror game made by Insert Rave. The game greets you with this eerie yet simple menu screen. There seems to be 3 maps with 2 unavailable. Upon clicking Quiet Lake, you start the game. A serene and quiet lake with fog covering your view in every direction. The game incorporates realism by reminding us we have 0 friends. Heading towards the first thing we can see, we find a man with a blue hat. When chatting with him, he says, "Have you heard the rumors? Everyone is saying one of the corners of this lake has a massive fish." This sounds like great news for a fisherman, but the way he sounds is off-putting. But ignoring the man who sounds like Joe Biden when they run out of ice cream, we run into a red sign that points to where the fish are. Seeing this red exclamation point, we go to it, press F, spam space, and catch our first fish. Every fish you catch is accompanied with a fun fact. This one states, king salmon are not only the largest breed of salmon, but they are also carnivorous. This is actually a true fact, and I was surprised to learn they can eat small birds. Continuing down the Erie Lake, we find an empty dock with an empty boat, and later on, another fish. This fun fact says, bass commonly are allergic to honey and other bee-related products. Right next to this fishing spot is a man with a red hat who says, "If you see a dude in a green boat, can you tell him he still owes me like $5? As you continue your slow trek down the lake following the outskirts, you eventually find this man with a beige cap. He warns us, saying make sure you catch lots of fish before going this way. You'll need the practice. Taking his advice, I went back to find more fish and was immediately greeted with one. The body was discovered at around 3 p.m., with unidentifiable bite marks being discovered across the victim's remains. Multiple limbs remain unable to be found. Having now circled the lake, we meet up again with Blue Hat Guy. He says, a buddy of mine logged off after catching a fish the other day and hasn't been back since. On that cheery note, I went out and found another fish. Fun fact, despite their name, these fish only include a few types of rocks in their diet, much like the average Mr. Crunch's viewer. Around the corner is a man in a yellow hat who says, "Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? Find someone else to bother." Fair enough. So I found this man in a green boat with a green hat who says, "Can you tell that dude in the red boat I don't owe him shit?" We eventually find another red exclamation point in the mist and start fishing. Fun fact, these fish can dive to around 3,000 feet underwater, so I'm not quite sure why it's in this lake. This seems to be implying that the lake is a lot deeper than you might think. Just a little further on, we find yet another fish. Fun fact, it is said that ancient civilizations revered sturgeons as symbols of wisdom and longevity, often incorporating them into folklore. Nearby is another man in a green hat who says, "I wish we could still fish on the other maps. These servers keep getting smaller, it feels like." Scouring the entire map, I was only able to find one more fish. Fun fact, when matured, this species of salmon will often prey upon other smaller species of salmon. Having found every fish I could, I am finally an experienced enough fisherman to go beyond the beige hat man. We are immediately greeted by a new fish. Fun fact, please don't disturb the lake. It can hear you. Farther down we find an eerie fishing spot by an empty boat. Give me one moment to unpiss my pants before we go back and read that. It is presumed the victim was dismembered by a large predatory animal, lining up with recent rumors in the area of a Leviathan-sized creature lurking in the lake. No such creature has been sighted, however. It is at this point that we start to hear some strange noises coming from the water and meet a new peculiar person. Further behind the man is one more fishing spot. Having pulled up a drainage plug, our character says, "Oh God, no," and we find ourselves in a mysterious and terrifying cavern. As we progress, the ambience seems to get more tense and aggressive, until finally, here stands a man in a purple cap. FishnChat, the most terrifying fishing game I have ever played. So what's the story here? Is it just man plays fishing game and meets less scary creature? I think there's more to it than that. After all, if there's anything we can learn from this game, it's that some things are deeper than we think. Looking at the previous information, we know there was a body discovered around 3 p.m. with unidentifiable bite marks on it. The victim was dismembered by presumably a large predatory animal. There's rumors in the area of a Leviathan-sized creature, however, it's never been sighted. Before falling into the creature's lair, we meet a man in a purple hat who simply says, "Please don't." Past the man, we have to pull the plug in order to fall into the cavern, only to find him down there as well as the creature. If you pay attention to when we first enter the cavern, you will see that it says we have one friend nearby. Last time I checked, he didn't look very friendly. Knowing all this information, is it possible that our character is a killer? A sick man who made friends with someone through the online game FishnChat, met up with them to fish in real life, only to kill and dismember them and blame it on a leviathan? Could the man in the purple cap be a victim of your actions? Is pulling the plug metaphorical to shedding light on the evil that our character has committed? And most importantly, is the game FishnChat now an eternal hell for our cold-blooded killer? Either way, I had a good time playing this game and thought it was pretty scary. Let me know what you think, or if you have any theories, or if you just think this was just a scary fish game. Anyway, I'm off to go fish.